Action. Action, right? Yeah, okay. So, holy mackerel. And my fucking, my space heater finally took a shit on me. And so I have to make an emergency trip to go pick up another heater. And where I'm at, I gotta drive, like, round trip is gonna be like 60 miles to get a fucking space heater. But whatever. And so I figure I'll just do some videos for fun. You know, just for fun, like whatever, man, fuck it. My car fucking harasses me all the time, dude. Holy shit, man. My car, oh boy, dude. I guess I won't go into that. Doing it, and nobody could tell me nothing, you know. And then I had to learn the hard way and get my fucking ass kicked a bunch of times. It still took a lot of ass kicking before I finally started to kind of be open-minded enough to look at things, you know, differently. But whatever. There's really no virtue of my own. Yeah. It's just the pain of holding on became greater than the fear of letting go, you know. I couldn't stand the pain, so I was like, fuck it, whatever. But anyways, so, you know, there's a lot of division going on. It just increases more and more. The voter versus the non-voter, the political versus the apolitical, you know, the political Dems versus the political Republicans. Like, it just never ever fucking ends, man. And I guess, you know, you can't, how are you gonna stop this division? An individual can't stop the division, you know. And so just whatever, man. What are you gonna do, right? So anyways, and I was thinking about this, you know, like, you got all these different factions and groups of people, and I have a working theory that it's not so much any particular group, faction or group of people, their philosophy, or their belief system or whatever. The bigger problem is that the majority of people are not really convicted to whatever cause they claim to be convicted to. You know, it's like that saying, "I would rather you were hot or cold, but since you're lukewarm." It's the lukewarm people that really aren't convicted to anything, that'll pretend they're convicted to something just to keep themselves, they just pretend to be, "Oh, I'm a liberal, I'm a conservative, I'm a Christian, I'm a Buddhist," but they're not really. They're not. They don't really care one way or the other to actually be true to what they claim to be convicted to. That's what like so much of this is all about. A real liberal has to be convicted to the liberal ideology. Otherwise, how are they a liberal? And the same with the conservative. The same with the apolitical or non-political person. If a person is non-political, well, then they shouldn't really have any views on politics. They shouldn't really be going into depth on sharing their views on politics because they're non-political. It's like Richie from Boston. I was just watching a video of his a couple days ago. It's like talking about all these political people, and it's about how wrong it is for these political people to be political. And then he starts going into this deep dive on Trump and politics and shit. It's like, dude, you can't claim to be non-political and then go into this deep dive of how, this political party is doing this and that and all this. It just doesn't make any sense. But whatever, my point is that most people, no matter what group they claim to belong to, are not truly convicted to the cause that they're espousing. And that is a much bigger problem than any group and its philosophy or belief system. Even Martin Luther King said that when he talked about the white moderate. Martin Luther King said in the Birmingham Letters, he said that he had come to unregrettable conclusion that it wasn't the KKK and the overt racist that was the adversary to the Negro. It wasn't the KKK and all this overt racist groups that were the adversary of the Negro. It was what Martin Luther King termed the white moderate. And what the white moderate is, Martin Luther King went into describing what the white moderate is. The white moderate is the person that says, yes, I agree with you, Martin Luther King, and I agree. I just don't agree with your methods. And, and you need to just wait and the system will fix everything. And if you just give the system time, the system will work itself out to where blacks will have equal rights, etc., etc. Now, I'm not saying all this to try to, I'm just saying, my point is that Martin Luther King realized it's not the overt racist and the KKK that is the adversary and is fucking everything up for black people. It's the white moderate, the person who agrees with, the civil rights movement and all this. They just don't like, there to be lots of tension and stuff, and that people need to just be, blah, blah, blah. So a white moderate isn't really convicted to what Martin Luther King stood for. The white moderate was like lukewarm, and that's how he described it. Martin Luther King said that he would much rather be around like authentic people that are opposed to him than to be around a bunch of fake people that claim to agree with them and they're lukewarm. Like he would rather be around he would rather be around the overt racist and the KKK, because at least those people are true. He would rather be around a person or people that are actually true and not just fake. That was his whole point when he talked about the white moderate in the Birmingham letters. Martin Luther King's whole point was that he would rather be around his adversary who is true to their own cause, rather than be around his allies that are not really truly convicted, that are just lukewarm. Okay, so, and I totally relate with this viewpoint that Martin Luther King illustrates in the Birmingham letter. I would rather be around someone that I disagree with, only that person is truly, genuinely authentic, than to be around a fake person who's pretending to believe in something that they don't. You know what I mean? I posted a comment talking about this and how, like, so much of everything is fake and gay. Like, if you try to pinpoint, well, there's this one group of people, it's like, okay, dude, the problem is 90% of that group of people isn't even true to whatever that philosophy or religion or belief system. 90% or more of that particular group that you're pointing out, they're not even authentic. They're just fake people. And if you look at any group, whether it's the LGBTQ, Black Lives Matter, you name it, the white nationalists, go down the list of any and every group and just listing them on and on. I guarantee 90%, you take every single group, list as many as you possibly can. I guarantee you 90% of each group that you list, men, women, truck drivers, whatever, they're not true. They're like they're not true to the cause, to their cause. They're not like feminists or like women who are supposedly, it's a patriarchy and shit. Well, I'll give you, you don't believe me? Okay, let's take the feminist movement for example. That it's a patriarchy and we need to stand up for women's rights. How many of these women's rights people give a flying fuck about homeless women in America and are talking about, hey, this is a problem, that we have homeless women, homeless elderly women, homeless, no, they don't give a fuck about the poor. See, Gandhi was right. You can measure any society by how it treats its poor. Same with the white nationalists. Oh, the white nationalists are so fucking care so much about what? What's their cause? It's white people? Well, does the white nationalist give a fuck about the poor Appalachian whites who have been experiencing generational poverty for fucking over a century? No, they never even make a peep about it. Why not? I thought they're white nationalists. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Most people are not truly convicted to the causes they espouse themselves to be convicted to. And a lot of these people that aren't convicted to the very cause they espouse, they don't even have enough self-awareness to realize that they are not authentically, genuinely convicted to the cause they espouse. They don't even have enough self-awareness to look at themselves and say, wait a second, if I'm a white nationalist, how come I don't care about the poor Appalachian whites who have been experiencing generational poverty and homelessness for over a century? And not me nor any of my, None of my white nationalist friends or I ever even talk about defending the poor Appalachian whites who have been experienced. But we're white nationalists. Does that make sense? It makes absolutely no sense. Completely nonsensical. This is why I call bullshit on it's the Jays, it's the Jays. All these so-called white nationalists, they're fake as fuck. I would rather be around someone who is genuinely true to their cause. Even if I disagree with it, at least they're an authentic person. I have far much more respect for a person who is genuinely convicted to the cause that they espouse. Going back to what it says, I would rather you were hot or cold. Lukewarm, there is nothing worse than a lukewarm person. That's what a sheeple is a lukewarm person that just goes along with whatever the flow is, because that's the safe zone. That's the safe zone, is just go along with whatever is safest. Oh, and if that means that white nationalism is the safest place to be on BitChute, well, then all the BitChooters, they all start, claiming themselves white nationalists. Because that's the safe zone when you're on BitChute, is to claim yourself a white nationalist. I would rather be around an authentic person who I completely disagree with, who is actually true and authentic to the cause they espouse, than to be around someone who agrees with me and is lukewarm. They don't really give a shit about anything or anybody but themselves. So anyways, and there are a couple exceptions to this rule, and I think the only one that I can really think of is just a person who chooses evil. A person who makes a conscious decision to align with evil. Well, evil is not convicted to anything. So being fake is one of the main principles of evil. Being fake, deceitful, lying, all that. Evil is constant deceit, lies, fakery, and so that would be the exception to the rule, is if a person convicted themselves to evil, because evil is fake. All evil people, they're fake. They're always lying. They're never, and so evil people, if a person it would be like if I made a conscious decision to join the Illuminati. I am agreeing and consenting to be a totally fake Holly weirdo. I'll do anything. I'll be as fake as you want me to be to get what I want. How fake do you want me to be? I'm totally convicted to being a fake, That's the only conviction that I have no respect for. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So, because you got people all over the place trying to pinpoint who is the evilest of all the evil people, and it's like, dude, that's a psyop. That's a psyop. To try to pinpoint which group of people is the most evil people of them all, that's responsible for all the evil in the world. That's a total psyop. That's why it's the Jays. It's the Jays. You know what mainstream media news often claims are the evilest people in the world? Or the evilest people in the United States of America? The homeless Americans. They're all lazy, mentally ill, drug addicted, criminal, vagrant degenerates who fail to take personal responsibility for their lives, poor life decisions. Mainstream media plays that game all the time trying to tell the audience who is the worst group of people of all the different groups in America. And guess who 9 times out of 10 mainstream media tells its viewers is the worst group of all the many different groups in the United States of America? Which one's the worst? It's the homeless. Homeless Americans. They're all lazy, mentally ill, drug addicted, criminal, vagrant, degenerates who fail to take personal responsibility for their lives through poor life decisions. And the majority of the sheeple who watch that mainstream media shit, they just get 1,000% brainwashed by that messaging. Whether they are aware they're being brainwashed by it or not, it's happening. And so that's why if you were to talk to, just pick any random group of person or people and just talk to them about homelessness, the majority, 90% of those people are just going to start parroting the mainstream media talking points when it comes to homeless. Oh, they're all just lazy. Aren't they all drug addicts? They all want to be homeless. They're just lazy. They're mentally ill, drug addicted, criminal, blah, blah, blah. Dude. So I'll never listen to it. I don't care if you say it's the Jays are the ones that are the worst group of all. I don't care which group I'm being told and who I'm being told that by. I will never buy it. I'm not buying into that bullshit unless you show me proof. And because I already know you don't have proof to back up your claim that there's this one group of people that's more evil than all the other groups of people in the world. The only group of people that's more evil than the other groups of people in the world is the evil people. And the evil people populate every single group. And I'm telling you, it's all relative. There's just as many evil people in any one group as there is in any and all other groups. It's all fucking relative. It all comes down to the individual. Each fucking individual has a choice to be a shitty, evil person or to walk the honest path. And the choice is constant. Like I might let's say I walk the honest path for like 5 hours. And then what something happens. I don't know, let me what could it be? Oh, let's say trying to think of what would be a good example. But let's say I'm walking the honest path for 5 hours, and then I get this opportunity to where if I lie, I could get like $5,000 like immediately. All I have to do is lie. Okay? And so then I'm like, well, fuck, I really need that $5,000. And even though I'm trying to walk the honest path, like this opportunity just presented itself. Say some old fucking senior citizen guy dropped his wallet and kept walking, and then I saw from a distance, and so I went up and the wallet was still there, and I picked it up and I looked inside and there's $5,000 cash in that wallet. And here I am, I've been walking the honest path for 5 hours, and then here's this opportunity where I can just be dishonest and keep this wallet, because I really need this $5,000. Like I've been in it. Times are tough, man. Everybody's scraping the barrel. Fucking a loaf of bread costs fucking $20 now and shit. So, you see what I'm saying? Like, we all get challenged when walking the honest path. Something might come up like that. It's like, what do I do? Do I give that wallet back to that elderly guy? Or do I keep it? Well, if I'm trying to walk the honest path, as much as I may not like it, the thing to do in that situation is to get that wallet back to that elderly guy with all the cash inside of it. And that elderly guy might look at me and be like, oh, thanks, and and then that's it, and walk off. It's like, dude, you can't kick, or whatever. He might accuse me of trying to steal his wallet. What the fuck? How'd you get? What are you doing? Is my money in here? Like, and then not even care. Like look in the wallet and see, none of the money is missing, and still not even care and treat me like I'm a piece of shit, like I tried to steal his wallet or something. I'm like, no, dude, I've just given it to you. You dropped it. And he doesn't even care. He doesn't care about the truth. He just wants his wallet and wants to make sure I'm not trying to steal from him. And he snatches his wallet from me, counts his money, and then just, snub noses and walks right off with a bunch of fucking attitude, He doesn't even thank me. Or maybe he gives me $20. Maybe he gives me $100. Whatever the case, the right thing, if I'm walking the honest path, it's not like, okay, I'm walking the honest path and that's it. Okay, that's it. No, it's a constant, nonstop thing. Events arise, something comes up, this comes up, that comes up. My patience is being tested, all the time. I'm being pressured by one pressure group or another to do this or do that. And it's an ongoing thing, Anyways, I'm just ranting. I'm just bored, and I'm doing this video, and you can play it at times too, and it'll maybe make it easy, because this is getting pretty long. But anyways, no, I mean, one of my main points going back to is I have more respect for a person who is really truly authentic to their cause, no matter how much I may disagree with it, than I do some lukewarm motherfucker who isn't even self-aware enough to know that they're a fake. They're not even true to their own cause. And I would much rather be around someone whose cause I vehemently oppose, yet that person is authentic to that cause. At least they're authentic. I prefer to be around the authentic person than to be around a lukewarm person who's fake with no self-awareness. Martin Luther King pointed out the Birmingham letter when he literally said, dude, that he has come to the regrettable conclusion that it's not the KKK and the overt racist that is the enemy of the fucking Negro. It's not the KKK and the overt racist that is the enemy of the black man. It's the fucking white moderate. The person who says, yes, I agree with the civil rights movement. Only they're fake. They're not down. They're not true. They're just lukewarm, and they really don't really care. They're just saying that they're down because they don't want to be called a racist. Yeah, Mark, look it up for yourself if you don't believe me. Dude, like when somebody told me about the white moderate section in the fucking Birmingham letter, I went and I had to look that up for myself, and I was like, no way. And sure enough, But this doesn't have anything to do with race. It just has to do with like groups of people. Like I have friends that belong to stuff that I don't agree with, but I don't care. Especially if they're true to what they believe in. That's all. I'm more interested in that. I would rather you were hot or cold. I would rather you were convicted to the similar same things that I'm convicted to, or convicted to things that I'm opposed to. I'd rather that than lukewarm. Like lukewarm is the problem. I'm starting to, my working theory is that's what I'm thinking it is. It's not, I enough about all that shit.